Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Good to see you all here. And Kim, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Debbie.
You must have some warm weather. You're wearing a little t-shirt.
It was very warm today, actually.
Wow.
Surprisingly. Yeah, I bet it was about almost 80s, about 79, 78, something like that.
Wow.
Pretty warm.
There you go. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
And how is it in Colorado?
Well, yeah, it's random because we get rain. We have cooler nights, which is nice, so you can sleep.
Oh, that's nice.
I mean, we get to like 70 maybe in the day.
Oh, wow.
But it's dry here, so it cold or warm doesn't feel as cold or as warm because it's dry.
Right,
Different.
It's different.
And speaking of, I do want to just Karen posted for Lori the Way of Positive Change. She is safe, so that's good to know.
Oh, good.
And but they have no water or power, but they are safe. Thank you, Karen, for letting us
Thank
know.
Yeah.
And
emailed me about her, and I didn't have any information, so I'm glad to know that. It's good.
Yeah.
Good.
But what crazy weather, and
yes.
And I feel like when I did the predictions last year for this year, unpredictable and worse than, when something hit, it would be worse than what you're normally used to. And so I feel like there's T-Barb. Hi, good to see you. It's 49 in Santa Fe. Whew. This morning. That we just, I don't know, how do we adjust to catastrophic disasters where a whole island of houses are gone? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And more of that.
Right.
Before, you would take years to rebuild but I don't know that we're going to be able to kind of do it that way.
Right. Yeah, it's a lot. And I got an interesting message, I guess it was maybe a week or two ago. And it was that a lot of the things that are going to be happening that are like natural disasters and even conflicts and that kind of thing are all really trying to push us right now to share and to cooperate, and that we're going to need to. This is like something that we're, so I feel like it felt like that we were going to be pushed like we never have been before to share, to start sharing and cooperating. And I think that this kind of event, I mean, I was watching the footage, and it is horrible and catastrophic, and homes and people, but looking at the footage, they kept showing people rescuing other people rescuing animals and risking their own lives to do this, to go and rescue people, people coming together and getting food to other people, and it was really extraordinary just seeing people kind of collectively organize and then help. And I think that goes back to that Mr. Rogers quote, to look for the helpers, because man, after something like this, the devastation is there for sure, and the awfulness is there for sure. But if you can look for just people helping other people, and the extraordinary acts of kindness and bravery and courage and all of those things, I think you have to focus on that, the good that can come out of these horrible tragic events.
And I think Also, I think I was talking to Merida's Mirror earlier, and we were just kind of talking about how, you can't ignore warnings anymore. It's not like it used to be. These are powerful. They're just not like, it's like, oh, it's the hurricane's coming and it's going to be, and we can just hide it's not going to be like that. You really need to take care and take heed to warnings.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Marby, thank you. Blessings to you. And, but yeah, people coming together. And I also kind of talked about housing for people. Like, so you have a whole island of people who have no home. So how is that, so figuring out a new shelter system, whether it's domes or yurts or something that can be thrown up while they rebuild, something.
Right.
There have to be some shifts on how they deal with these things.
Absolutely. And I think that that's another thing that we think of catastrophes and catastrophic weather events as being kind of in the moment and destroying things in the moment. But really, we've seen, we're going to see more refugees coming from other countries as climate change gets worse. We're going to see more people homeless and food, crops and things, foods that we normally just had every year, we're not going to have, or we're going to have in very short supply. And so you're right. There has to be this ingenuity and ideas and people coming together to figure out how to not only deal with climate change, but until the things we do start to change things, what do we do about the fallout?
Yeah. So we need to create a system that works better.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's going to need to be addressed moving forward, and so forth. So, but yeah,
I really felt like, Debbie, I don't know if you've been feeling this too, but that that we can't really waste any more time kind of waiting for people to get enlightened about poverty or about finding solutions to climate change. We're going to have to just start going around these people. We can't really wait for them to. I feel like people, Democrats especially, have been very, very patient in trying to wait for these people to wake up. Or, if it happens in their state, then they'll wake up. Well, apparently not. Some people just don't, and they're not going to. So we have to just start organizing and going around these people, because we can't keep doing this.
No.
Waiting, we can't keep doing that.
Marianne, thank you. Blessings to you.
Thank you, Marianne.
Very kind. We can't wait for them to wake up. Well, in other news today, and we'll have a moment at the end where we just kind of send up our energy for Florida and all the wherever else it's hitting.
Yeah, I know the Carolinas
and stuff. So we will address that again at the end. Ketanji, am I saying that wrong?
No, that's right. Ketanji Brown Jackson
was, what do you call it? I'm losing all my words. I haven't even started yet. She was,
it was kind of a celebration, really. I keep wanting to say nominated, but that's not the right word. Somebody will think of the right word. She was put in officially into her position at the Supreme Court.
Officially for the Supreme Court. So I'm curious to know how is she being welcomed with the other Supreme Court people? with the other justices. How was she being welcomed? So invested. Alice has it. She was invested in, installed,
yes.
sworn in.
Yes.
I know Constance is on it. Like she knows like that I'm gonna have trouble with words, so she'll be right there. Thank you, Constance. Yeah.
Well, usually I can help, but it's Friday, and so I don't know how to tell them.
Kim's on it. Usually Kim's on it as well, but
I'll try.
Anyway, hopefully I won't need it again, but hopefully I got it out of the way. I kind of want to just see how she's being welcomed in, and just kind of an overall feel to it. Because it's kind of like when people, she kind of made a statement about when people have congratulated her and said, "I'm so glad that you're being sworn in," or whatever, and her response to them seems to be something like, "I see you, I got you," like, "Don't worry, I'm on it," type of feel to it. So I'm wondering how this is going to play out with her being sworn in. So we'll take a look at that first, and then we'll dive in. Thank you for posting your questions. If you're new here, welcome. And you just have to post a question in regards to current topics, and I'll start and it'll go in line. So yeah. But we're glad you're here. Okay.
So I'm feeling some real relief. So I feel like there's people that feel like, thank goodness you're here, that kind of feeling. And then I also feel a cold shoulder. So I don't know if it's more than one person kind of giving her the cold shoulder, but I kind of feel like a coolness or a coldness. But I also feel this kind of relief, like, thank goodness you're here. Thank goodness you're here. So that's what I'm getting, Debbie.
Yeah. I just feel an excitement, like let's get to work type of feel to her. And as far as they go, yeah, I feel sick to my stomach. I'm feeling sick, like that with the others. I did throw some cards here, and it's like she's bringing in her own carrier weather. So she's bringing in her own agendas, or her own, not agendas, but truths. I feel like she's protected, and she wants to protect us from them, right? So she has her, and look at, she's like, I got you. Remember, I got you. I got mine. There you go. And she's like, they know not what they do. So she feels like, they have this mindset, and instead of being judgmental towards them, she just feels like, oh yeah, they don't understand fully. They will end up, she's bringing in intention, and she has a right to be at that table. And she's bringing her own power in it. So I'm super excited about that. What else am I seeing here? Like, it's almost like get on board with her.
Right.
I don't know. Wow. I feel, yeah, very interesting.
I don't feel any kind of intimidation from her. I feel like she's it's almost like I've dealt with this before, or I've seen this before. It's not something that's not new to her. I mean, it's not new to her. She has dealt with these kind of people, and the kind of resistance and that kind of thing before. I don't feel like she's intimidated at all. And I feel like I think one of the cards said that she's very happy to be there. I really feel that she's very, very
At
happy.
this time in history,
yeah,
and what she's stepping in and doing, and I agree. I
also get the feeling that she's the beginning. I feel like the court's going to change. I felt like a couple of other people were going to leave, but there's something about this that feels like, oh, this is the beginning. This is the point that it kind of starts to change on the Supreme Court. I hope that is the case, but that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah. I hope you're right. And I do feel it's I hear the beginning of the end for some, but yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yay, Katanji Brown Jackson. Okay, let's move into some of these questions, I guess.
All right.
You ready?
See.
Okay.
It's on people's minds. Yeah. It's always interesting.
I know. I love it. Okay. Okay. Glenn. Hi, Glenn. How is Florida's hurricane going to affect the midterm elections in Florida? It's always interesting when something happens, people do watch to see how it's taken care of and if you drop the ball or not and like that. So I think this is a
right.
How is it going to affect?
So I'm getting that it's not going to move the needle much. There might be some people that think, DeSantis did a good job or whatever, but it doesn't really change their opinion about him. There might be some people that think he didn't do a good job, but they still are going to vote for him. It just feels like it doesn't quite move the needle that much. If anyone's going to benefit from how they handle this, it's going to be Joe Biden. That's going to be, because I feel like Floridians in general will have a better view of him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really see a whole lot of movement as far as the midterms. I feel like it'll be kind of where it's been.
Yeah. I did feel that as well.
Do you? Okay.
I'm like, oh, it doesn't seem to be moving at all. Like nothing much. It's, but I do see kind of it's going to be tricky. It's tricky for them, the people who are running. It's going to be a little tricky. And, but it'll stable out. However, some more of the story came out, and I'm not sure it's really about the midterms or midterm elections in there, but overall, I do feel okay. Yeah, there's a lot of I'm seeing conflict here for someone. I see an ending for someone in office there.
Interesting.
And I'm not sure it relates to the hurricane because it came out later, kind of as part of the story. But I do see an ending to some, not like they're going to die. I'm just saying an ending,
right,
to their role there. Because of conflict, and there's nowhere this person can hide. But it's going to come out, and it's going to be an end to him, and it's going to be shown to the world. And it's a 10 of Swords, so it's almost like whoever this person is, they really betrayed us.
You know, and I don't mean to offend. If there are any Republicans, I don't mean to offend you, but whenever there's an influx of a lot of money, Republicans have a hard time putting it in the places it's supposed to go. They have a tendency to give it to their friends, give it to themselves, allocate it in the wrong places. And I wonder if it could be something like that.
Yeah. So you have those two pentacles. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles coming in, and then the Death card came in. So I'm feeling like you're right. Absolutely has to do with money. Interesting.
Oh, and how sad if that is the case, how sad for people that, really need it, right? We saw that weird thing with Brett Favre and his, building that stadium for his daughter to play volleyball in and it was supposed to go to to people that were in need in Mississippi. Mississippi's such a poor state, and so
that is so interesting to me, and I'm just flabbergasted by that.
Baffling. I know, it is just baffling.
Yeah, and the bottom of my deck in regards to that reading is the Hangman.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So Craig says, Texas Paul says, check your voter status. In Texas, they changed his. He corrected it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, Texas is going to be one of those places, I think, that's going to be, it's in play. It really, really is. I actually feel like the governors that blue governors might do really well. There might be some changing, like with Beto coming in and people like that. So governorships, I feel like Democrats are going to do pretty well with governor.
In the governor positions?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. I'm just shaking my head. I should have brought the flyer down. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting inundated with flyers of, because it's the midterm, so everybody's sending stuff out. But I got this flyer, and it's like, it shows a gay man in jail. And this, I guess the person there's a person running who, she's running on that platform of making that being gay or any of that illegal. Like, you could go to jail. She's running on that platform.
That,
our governor is gay. He's married and has 2 children. I mean, can you imagine?
It does. I don't know where they're getting their, because those kind of ideas, they're not popular. You know what I mean? It's like, it's such a small minority of people that think that I think like Roe v. Wade and the extremes. And it's like, that is not how our country may have its fringes, but most people are very moderate. They're not like that. So I don't get the strategy behind that, except for primaries maybe, but it's like, why do they think that's a winning strategy for a whole, you know what I mean? It does not make sense to me at all.
And I want to say the word Christendom. Is that the word, you guys? Christendom? There's some kind of word that's being thrown out there in regards to this far right.
Christo-fascist? Is that what you're trying to
say? Yeah, something like that.
It is like that, yeah.
But yeah,
most people don't think that way. Even Christian people they don't. I mean, there are some that do, but like I said, there are not the majority, not nearly the majority. And I just think, what is this weird? I think that what maybe happens is they're in such a silo, they're in such a small group of people that they just think, oh, everyone must feel this way, but they don't. They just don't.
Yeah, and so so Christian nationalism, and to joy. Yeah, it's just it's mind blowing, because this literally, here we are dealing with we continue to hold space and pray for our sisters in Iran and what's happening there, and then someone here's running on that same kind of platform to do that here.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
It's so odd. And it's especially the younger generations, they really don't feel like that. They really, really just are over prejudices of most kinds. They just are done.
Yeah.
They just don't have them. And I think because they were born into a kind of a global society, and they talk to each other online, and they play games together, and they, so yeah, I just don't get it. I'm sure it appeals to some kind of, small minority, but it doesn't make sense in a, statewide or national election. It just doesn't.
Yeah. And Glenn, I hear you. I mean, it's mind blowing. And it's just like, I don't know. Glenn, we don't want to step into the fear of that, but it's still there's echoes of it, and it's scary. Yeah,
it is.
So Umatra, hi. Okay, let's see. All right, so Christian nationalism. Yeah. Christian nationalism, I think the premise is that there are chosen people that equal convenient philosophy to argue I am special, and so I must rule you. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah, okay. It is a very entitled way of being. This, I want things to be like this, or I'm uncomfortable with gay people, so they must go away or be in jail. Or it's just weird that people think that, I don't know. I'm so disconnected from that type of feeling. I don't get it at all.
It is. It's just like, what? But when you're part of that community, even though it's like over there and they're saying it, but even it throws it out into the energy ball of things, and it's just like that. It still is. It affects you, and just one more thing to think about when you go out to eat with your partner. Crazy. Okay.
They're making their circles so small, because women are out, right? Gays, lesbians, transgender, they're out. They're all out. Minorities, they're out. Immigrants, they're out. So who's in this group? It's got to be so tiny. Rich white people, I guess, white men.
Right.
That's really it, I think actually, Debbie, I've been getting this feeling that there's going to be real shock on the right with the midterms, because I feel like women are going to be coming out in droves, and I don't think they're going to be prepared for what this is going to look like. And I think they might use it again to be like, oh, they cheated. Look how this turned out. And it was not supposed to be like that. But so I think there'll be some of that kind of stuff. But I really think they have no idea what's coming at them. Because I think women are done. I think they're really, really done with this. That Roe v. Wade thing, I think that's just mobilized women like never before. Or at least in my lifetime.
And let's stay mobilized. We cannot drop the ball. Stay mobilized.
Yeah.
Oof. I agree. Okay.
Check your voter registration. Get your vote in there the best way you can. If it's mail in, fine. But if you need to go and vote, go and vote. I mean, take other people if they need a ride. I mean,
exactly. Ask it. Make sure everybody's registered.
Yeah.
that you know, do what you can. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Stony. Welcome. Stony, first time on my channel.
Yay.
All right. So, yeah, Tammy's like, I'm ready to vote right now. Let's go.
I know.
Okay.
Vote your vote. Exactly. That really is. I think women are just,
Very good. Yep.
it's so, yeah, it's hit women really hard, I think.
I need that t-shirt. Lawyer, I need that one.
There is one too. I saw it. So I thought you'd already have that, Debbie.
I'm already on my phone. I'm already looking. November. Yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. Thanks for talking about that, everyone. Let's link in. It's just, oof. Kim, what's happening? Okay. Hi, Constance. All right. Should we be concerned about 45's brother's coffin contents? He was given a state funeral a while back, and his coffin looked heavy too. So, yeah, did they hide stuff in there? Wow, that's an interesting question. I don't think so.
So I'm not getting anything with him.
I'm not with him. Mm-mm.
If there is something, I'm not really picking it up or feeling like that.
Yeah. I'm not picking it up either. So, but I'm going to throw cards. Back us up. I'm going to back us up.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Validate that, please.
Let's validate it. Still getting a no. All right. But good question. I'm unclear with this throw. So okay. All right. So I feel like it's a no. Okay. Yeah. It's a no. Yeah, it's free of anything. The coffin is free of anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, I'm unsure because I did get a letter. So I'm like, is there documents? That's why I was a little unclear.
Oh.
So I went to the bottom of the deck and it says, release the false narrative. So yeah, that's not it. So I'm pretty sure I'm going with what we initially our team brought in, and that's it. I feel like it's free of anything. Ooh, good number, 444. Love it.
But Ivana's is a different story. At least for me, I kept getting gold bars in her coffin, but I didn't know if that meant literal gold bars or if it meant just worth money. Something that's worth money is in there. So or worth a lot of money is in there.
And I'm not, one for conspiracy. I wouldn't even think of that. Like, it's not even in my wheelhouse to think of stuff like that, right?
Right.
And I literally got the same thing. I got that there was absolutely 100%.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I kind of pull away from stuff like that, or I try to be very, very,
yeah, I'm like,
objective. But with that one, I was just like, you know what? I am picking something up. It feels, and I kept just seeing gold bars, and I'm like, whatever that means, either money or something that's worth a lot of money is in there.
Yeah. I think they sent him on his way. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stony has it right. Bizarre family. Mm-hmm.
It is such a weird family.
Yeah.
Just no getting around it. They're just a weird family. Oh gosh.
Okay. Thank you, Constance, for that. Okay. I thought this was going to come up tonight. All right. What, sweetie darling Lulu, hello.
So I didn't hear she's getting a divorce. However, I always saw her embroiled in a sex scandal.
Oh, well,
I mean, this is way back when she was first kind of like starting to be the annoying person that she is, and kind of, just how she is, just causing chaos and like, what's going to happen to this woman? What is going on? And I keep seeing her embroiled in some kind of, I want to say a sex scandal, but the fact she's getting divorced makes me think maybe that was.
Well, isn't that funny? Because again, what we just said, we don't get stuff like that. And for you to get her embroiled in a sex scandal. So I didn't know she was married, did not know she had children, because I always thought she was involved in the sex stuff that was going on. All their sex stuff that goes on.
Oh, interesting.
And again, not in my wheelhouse of thought, but it would always come in. Oh, she's involved with all that sex stuff. And did not know she was married or had children. So because I always thought, oh, well, she's just
single and ready to mingle. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. Now I know she's getting the divorce. I saw the divorce thing and everything, the little legal document of it. So it's true. So what is the real reason? On the papers it says, what is that word where
irreconcilable differences?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's those were on my divorce papers, and there was a much bigger story to tell. So that can mean a lot of things.
It can mean a lot of things.
It can just mean I want out. I don't want to get into a back. He said, she said, I just want out.
Exactly. It's the easiest way to get out. Yeah. That's a good question, Tiny Dancer. Gotcha. All right. Yeah, it means our marriage is broken, basically. Yeah.
I'm getting something about humiliation or humiliating. So, and I feel like it's on his end. So I feel like she humiliated him, or it is humiliating him. I mean, she is embarrassing for sure, but to me, it feels like to the core, like humiliated to the core.
Humiliated to the core. Holy cow. Okay. I wonder what her kids feel about her.
I mean, I can't imagine people like her, Ted Cruz, people like that raising kids. It's just the most horrible, Kavanaugh, I used to think about him. He has those daughters. I was just like, oh, why these people are the worst. They're poor kids.
I know. Okay. All right. Let's see. He did say something like that, like she's hurting his business.
Oh. I'm getting fights about money too. Like they have like big fights about money.
I think there's a lot of issues overflowing. She's worth 50 million. Where in the world? Yeah, she's just. He didn't want to be a part of her circus. He has a whole different way. His compass is completely different than hers. Yeah, he wanted out. They were just. I do feel that yeah, she's just off kilter with her beliefs. And yeah, off kilter, wild woman.
That's her.
Here we go. Here she is. And yeah, well, hot water. But yeah, he has a whole different compass. He has a whole different spiritual compass. I see him like this. I don't know him. I don't know. I didn't even know she was married. However, the cards are showing him, and he has just a different idea of life and how to do it. Totally different compass.
Right.
And she's just full of dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here. Wait, she's just full of shit. And he wants nothing to do with her circus. He wants nothing to do with her circus. So, as far as the real reason, here you go. She's just got her own thing going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I do feel like he's very happy about the divorce, but I do feel like he's like has been done for a while, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Running sloth. Thank you.
Oh, Anne, thank you. Blessings to you.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Oh boy. Okay. Did she get the dumb bitch card?
And the mean, she's mean too. She's just a mean person.
I think she would be so hard to even have a conversation with.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You can't. I mean, everything that she says is right. So, can you imagine her having a conversation with her husband?
No.
I mean, it just.
No. She is all ego. She's just, yeah.
Well, I pray for her kids.
I do too.
Yeah. Put them in the light.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I read that, I immediately went to the kids because, first of all, again, I didn't know she even was married and had children. I immediately went to the kids and I saw, do you remember George Conway? Is that their name? The Conway?
Yeah.
Their daughter, when they were having all their issues, I saw her. And so this is going to be like, I wonder if these kids are going to be
rebel against her.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, that'll be interesting. All right. That was an interesting question.
Oh, Aries says two major affairs.
Oh, she did?
I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
She and Gates had an affair. I think she's too old for him. So he like him.
Yeah, he's
very young.
Definitely a drunk meetup or something.
Yeah. Poetic Justice, thank you. Jeff Bailey. Thank you for
thank you. Blessings to you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. T-Barb, gym manager and sex guru. Interesting. All right. Yeah, she's all about the right-wing family and like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's all an act for these people. They're just it's so superficial, you know? So superficial.
Yeah. All right. Moving into different energy here.
You guys are so funny.
Okay. I know. I can't get away from the comments. Okay.
That's so funny.
Karen is asking, what is going to happen with Judge Cannon's latest suck up to Velveeta Voldemort. Is this a nickname, Karen? Roxanne's laughing. Everybody's laughing. Velveeta Voldemort. Who are we talking about?
Trump.
Is it Trump? Velveeta Voldemort?
Yeah, because cheese. Cheeto cheese.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so we're just moving on.
And he who shall not be named.
Okay, so we're going into a whole new direction of thank you, Karen. My sensitive sensibilities. I just can't even imagine all these nicknames everybody has for everybody.
I know.
Okay.
Very good.
All right, Velveeta Voldemort. I'm like, who are they talking about?
Yeah.
But everybody's loving it. Okay, you guys.
It's a thing.
It's a thing.
Really good.
Yeah, so Karen, I love that. And I love Stephen Colbert never uses the same nickname for 45 on his show. It's hilarious.
No, he won't say his name, but he always has a nickname.
He always has a new nickname every night. Okay, what is going to happen? Okay, so let's latest suck up. Okay, what's going to happen? Okay. Should be some more cards. Oh, Whoopi doesn't either. She has a different form too. That's funny. Okay. All right. Now I'm calling him Valdemort. I was like, Valdemort. I'm like, I never knew what I'm talking about. Okay, so what's going to happen? That's hilarious.
I feel like at some point she may be, that judge may be like disciplined in some way. It almost feels like a fine. I don't know. Do they fine judges sometimes? But it feels like something like that. It doesn't feel like it's it feels like a slap on the wrist kind of, but it does feel like this was not okay. You're not, and it's so blatant. I mean, that's the thing, is it's so obvious. She's just trying to help him that she's not being an impartial judge by any means. But it does feel like a slap on the wrist kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wish I got, I wish I have to say what I get. But that is what I'm getting, is kind of a slap on the wrist.
And I got this before with this person, with this judge, that there will be repercussions against her. It's a her, right?
Yeah.
Against her, repercussions. She's stuck in this. This connection is against. It's like she has no way out of it. She's kind of stuck in this connection. You have the Hangman and the Two of Cups.
Yes.
And the Ace of Pentacles is kind of hovering over that whole deal. So that Ace of Pentacles, there's something that is she has to stay, that piece of information that. Right. But I do feel it's going to eventually come out. The Ace of Swords and the Hermit is coming next, where you have that breakthrough, that understanding, that truth not is shining out, being shown. And it's the 10 of Wands and the 3 of Swords for her. And so it's going to be a painful uphill battle for her, because it's going to come back to stab her.
It's interesting because when she first came on the scene, and when she first kind of ruled in his favor. I got that she was returning a favor, but it didn't feel like just like, oh, you did me a favor and I'll do you a favor. It didn't feel like that. It felt like it was a big favor. And recently I've been feeling like they either buried something or omitted something that would have prevented her from being a judge. I know she didn't have any experience, but I feel like there's something that they got rid of or buried or looked past. And so that may be, that would fit into what you're saying, Debbie, that there's something else going on that we don't quite there's another layer to this.
There's another whole layer. Yep.
And
100%.
So that's very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are so many threads to this. Ugh, it's just so, but isn't it kind of like, okay, this is all kind of coming to the surface. How many other judges are bought and paid for? It just goes to show you.
Right.
If there's one, it's kind of like when you see one ant, there's going to be a million more. And there's not just one mouse, there's a whole family. You know what I mean? So
Right. Well, it's two of the people that ruled against him were appointed by him, so that's good. So there are going to be some that are good judges, but I just heard that Joe Biden is putting in judges at a faster clip than Donald Trump. So if he stays in 2 terms, he will put in a ton of judges. So just something hopeful.
Yeah.
Something to look forward to.
Good. I didn't realize that. So that's good news.
Yeah. Just heard that for some reason.
Benevolent outcome. Yes. Synchronicity. All right. So Anne is asking, so now we have to shift our energy. Will the Russian military stop Putin? Stop Putin. I always had the impression that it was part of that inner circle. So I don't know if that's what you mean by military, or Anne, are you asking about will they stop him from doing anything crazy with any nuclear weapons? Because I see that he's acting irresponsible, but I do feel that he will be stopped. And it's by someone who's connected to him. So someone close to him is the one that's going to be stopping him. I have the Lovers and the Ten of Swords here. So they will have victory over. I have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and that's just kind of a rash, like irresponsible, quick, not thinking it through action. So I feel that's him, but I do feel that they will stop him. I do feel he'll be stopped. I don't know. I don't know who. I feel like it's someone close to him, though. If you have the Lovers card and then the Ten of Swords right next to it, it feels to me it's someone close to him.
Right. And all I'm getting is that it's not going to be what it looks like. So I feel like, and I'm feeling like I'm picking up his death, not really just like leaving. I'm picking up his death, and I feel like it isn't what it looks like. So they may come out and say, oh, he died of natural causes, but oh, he was poisoned. It's like, it isn't going to be what it looks like. And I feel like it's for entertainment purposes only. I feel like it's being planned like now. And it's weird too, because I feel like there are a few ways this could happen. Whichever one happens first is the way it happens, because I feel like he's meant to go. Russia is meant to turn a page here, and he's meant to be gone. Mm-hmm. So there are a few ways this could happen. What will be the first way? That's what it feels like, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. But I think when things are destined, they don't leave room for error. I feel like, however this is, supposed to go or whatever, it's like there's a few ways. But that's what I'm picking up, is that it's, at least at this stage, I feel like it's planned, and it's not going to look like, it's not going to be what it seems. Yeah. That's what I'm getting. If that's too vague, I don't know what to tell you. No, that's kind of what I'm getting. And yet I feel like, but that's not the only way. There's these other ways too. It's like, it feels like that. So it feels like, it just feels like, don't worry, he's leaving. He's going. So don't, fret about that. But whichever way comes first, that's what it feels like. Yeah. Yeah. So it absolutely, and the one that your cards are picking up, it could be the one that seems the loudest to me right now, which is someone's planning this, and it would have to be someone close to him if it's something like that. Right. Carry it out. Yeah. 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 And that's the other thing, Debbie, I was thinking about this, is that when you step back, right, and you look at all of history, and you look at what we know, pretend like we're looking out, from the spirit realm. We know how this story ends. We've seen it a bunch of times. Yeah. Right? The crazy dictator that gets out of control and starts, killing everybody around him, and making his army do crazy things and invading other places. What happens to those people? Yeah. We know what happens to them, right? We've seen this movie before. Yeah, the story doesn't change. Yeah. And I think about people trying to install like Donald Trump. How do you think that would end? You think that would end any better because you're good friends with him? No. We've already seen him turn on people, and he doesn't have any loyalty. I mean, and if someone has to block this troll for me, because I can't, it didn't let me do it this time. Oh gosh. Sometimes it allows me to, and sometimes it doesn't. I'm not able to either. Yeah. Yeah. The ending never changes when you're in those type of stories. No. And we've been saying it for years. Right. Right. Why is that person doing that for Trump? It's going to end bad. Why are they doing that? They just destroyed themselves. And most of them were thrown under the bus, and they're still supporting him. You've got all these people, Michael Cohen and Barr, and everybody's been thrown under the bus, and still they support him. It's like, what? I mean, how many times? Oh, how spineless can you be? I mean, I don't get it. Yeah. And half of them are in jail, and half of them are going to jail. It's like, well, what do you think's going to happen to you, Ted Cruz or whatever, whoever's supporting him, Crazy. Exactly. It's like, it's confounding. All right. They need to be deprogrammed. That's right, Cindy. All right. So our last question, I thought we'd end on this one. That's a good one. Yeah. Betsy, thank you for this question. What do you see positive coming in the next few weeks?
Well, I do like seeing the unity of people coming together to help others. I do always enjoy seeing that, humans acting correctly and coming
Yes,
together to
absolutely.
help. I do see that. I see. Who is that? Who is that? Somebody's in the hot. I don't know if this is positive. I think something's going to be revealed. I know we were talking about the Supreme Court, but something within the Supreme Court, somebody's getting a little shifty in their seat. The seat's getting a little hot, and I don't know what that means, but and are we going to see something roll out? I don't know, but we might be seeing something within the Supreme Court in the next few weeks that maybe is positive for us.
Yeah, I'm getting some kind of justice coming. I'm almost feeling like an arrest of some kind.
Oh.
And it's so weird. I mean, I hate to say like a death is a positive thing, but there is a death coming that I feel like is like everybody's like people are relieved about it. So
okay.
Anyway, that's what I'm getting. Those are really not very positive things. An arrest and a death, that's not great, but it does feel like
arrest and
it does feel like a sigh of relief. Like, oh my gosh, people are relieved, and then it feels like there's an arrest or or at least a indictment or something. There's something coming that feels like justice, that people are very happy about. So, Justice Thomas dying, that would fit everything together.
Something off of the Supreme Court or something. And then it'll be interesting to see play out. And it's so funny because with you and I going in on this question, I thought we were going to get butterflies and bunnies, but we did not get that.
Dark side, but it does feel like, and I don't know if it's hard to say. What the timing is so weird, but I'm feeling like the stuff I'm feeling is like before the end of the year. So I guess it would be the next few weeks, but that's what it feels like. And I agree with you. There's going to be a lot of. I also feel like there's some money that's going to be released. I feel like they've been holding it, or it's been stuck, or there's something, but it feels like it's going to be released and handed down to something. So it feels like it's coming. To me, it feels like it doesn't feel like it's to the disaster thing. It feels more like it's to the poor or to like people that need it, or maybe housing or something. It's like it's handed down, like it's handed to people that really need it, that are kind of in a lower economic bracket. So something about that as well.
Maybe if this is in Florida, maybe his hands are tied and he finally has to release the millions of dollars he's been sitting on, billion, whatever. They're given this money to help their people, and then they sit on it. So maybe he's going to fill the hot seat on that.
Yeah, like I said, they have a problem with that. So it's like you hate to say you can't trust giving a red state money, but their governments are corrupt. That's just the long and the short. I mean, it really is. That is what it is. When you have corrupt at the top, nothing trickles down. So you have a poor state,
It's like, and I'm making the story up, but if you have an addicted sibling who is asking for money to pay their rent, you don't hand them the money to pay their rent. You pay their rental place to pay their rent, right? So, but it's the same with these states. It's like handing an addicted person money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and this level of greed, it's a sickness. It really is a sickness. It's an illness. It should be, kind of like alcohol and drugs. It's a type of illness. I mean, it really, and it doesn't mean they don't have responsibility. They do.
Yeah.
But when it's to that degree, it doesn't make any logical sense, and so it's a sickness.
It is. It's when it's so
psychotic. Yes, psychotic.
Oh, there you go. There's the word.
It is psychotic.
And so as we sign off tonight, everybody, please keep our brothers and sisters in prayer on the East Coast and in Florida. All the loss, keep them in your heart, keep them in the light, and send blessings to them.
Absolutely. And tomorrow we're doing our medium class. So if anyone wants to do it, please do it, because it is a very uplifting, and it's really fun. We have
it is a fun experience.
Fun class, yeah.
And it's a smaller class, so we have a lot of individual time to really grow in that area. So if you think you want to just check out building and developing your mediumship skills, please come and join us tomorrow. If you already are a medium and you do that, come and join and learn some new foundational skills.
The time, it's an all-day workshop. So Pacific time, it's 10 to 4. With a break in between, but yeah,
I think 10 to 4:30 or something.
10 to 4:30. Okay. Yeah. And then Mountain time, 11 to 5:30, I guess. But it's all recorded. So if you want to come for half of it and have the recording for the rest of it, that's fine too. So yes. So yeah.
So please come join us. And so to find, I'll post it on my community page again, so you know where to locate and sign up. But we would love to have you.
Yeah, and Chris, you don't have to be a medium to be in the class. It's learning, and so these things can be learned. So it's just exercises, and it's learning how to do it if you've always wanted to.
Yeah, so there's a few spots open. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
It'd be fun. All right. Yes. So we'll see you tomorrow then, everyone.
Everybody back here tomorrow.
Everybody come on in. Yeah. All right. So anyways, blessings. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you all later. And thank you, moderators, for keeping us safe and sound and holding space for the community here. And Kim, thank you for hanging out with us on the News Friday.
Thank you. Friday.
Bye, everyone.